So, who will lead Nepal out of this crisis? What is the opposition to Karke's name? What happened to Balen Shah? Well, we ask someone, in fact, let's take this question to someone who knows exactly what is happening behind the scenes. Our next guest is a Nepali law student, a student protester, and the one behind that call that was made to Sushila Karke in the first place. Prashanta Sukhi is with us. Thank you so much for being with us here today, Prashanta. My first question really to you is this. At the moment, what can you tell us about the appointment? Where is the negotiation really stuck?
Okay, so since we Gen Z were the people who started the protest and with the demand of ending corruption, with the demand of transparency in the government system, and with the demand of no political appointment in the organization and institution like CIA, Commission for Investigation of Abuse of Authority, which is the core institution that is supposed to investigate the corruption cases.
Hmm.
So in that case, we as Gen Z, we wanted to, bring the no, we just wanted a transparent institutions like CIA and judiciary. We wanted it to be free from the political influence. But then the protest took the other turn,
Hmm.
and it just got violent, and the government had to step down. It was not at all our original plan, but when the government kind of like stepped down, and when everything was circulating about how the leaders were all of these things. So so um, we actually wanted to bring someone else forward as our representative,
Someone
but then
else.
that person who we thought would be the good leader, that person didn't actually respond us.
Who is this? Who are you talking about? Who did you wanted to bring and they said no?
Gen Z's favorite, Balendra Shah.
Ah. Okay. So you wanted him to come forward and form the interim government, but he refused.
He responded, but then like he was not he didn't accept our proposal in uh, wanting him to bring in the interim government. He responded, but then he just didn't want to be in the interim government or something like that.
Hmm.
So it was like that, since all of these NCs were vouching for Balendra Shah.
Hmm.
But it's actually the debate that is going on around these NCs, that we would like Balendra Shah for 5 years and not just 6 months. So it's kind of like giving that
Hmm.
vibe. And
Hmm.
yes, the process is like, we thought who would be the best candidate for right now,
Hmm.
since Sushila
Hmm.
Karki has been the has served in judiciary itself. She knows the law and order. She knows how the
Yeah.
country, the policy and all these factors. She knows it kind of well.
Hmm.
And we are in need of quick elections. So we need someone who can make
Hmm.
that happen. For us to bring someone who can't,
Hmm.
who don't know the process, who can't take that
Sure.
responsibility, it's kind of risky for us. That is why we chose Sushila
Hmm.
Karki as our representative. So yes, that is it.
And Prashamsa, I'm told you were the one who made that call to Sushila Karki. Is that correct?
Yes, when I went to army headquarters, all we had the lawyer of Susila Karki with us, and we kind of got on a call with her, and she accepted that proposal, and we moved forward with the process.
Wow, just 20 and making calls to leaders, asking them to lead your nation. This is truly, truly an uprising. This is truly, truly an awakening of sorts, and Gen Z's really come on to their own with this entire uprising. But let's move on from that. I want to understand, what is the dispute then currently to her name? We also played out that video which has been now circulating, where some of the leaders negotiating from your side had to threaten the army to take her name up. What is that all about?
There has been a kind of debate going on right now as to how this can be threat to our constitution, how this can set a very very hazardous precedent in coming days, how it can be threatening to our constitution. But those people who are coming and doing violence in that we have been seeing the video of, I feel like mostly are from the political group itself, who are coming forward telling them they are the representative of Gen Z. They are kind of linked to the older political groups. Yes, the Gen Z, or those people who went there for the protest, yes, even they are divided as to how the decision that we made, that has been made about Sushila Karki being the interim
Got
head
it.
of the government, how it is unconstitutional and how it is against the constitution. There are 2-3 groups regarding this.
You're saying the youth is divided over even Sushila Karki's name. Who are these people who are opposing it, number one? And number two, what are the other names doing the rounds then?
These opposition group, I feel like they are kind of connected to the older political parties. It's just that they want to create confusion, and they just keep bringing the name of one or other person against Sushila Karki ji. Some of the names that came forward were Harka Sampang, who is himself a mayor of Dharan, and another name was Balendra Shah. As I told you, all of these Gen Zs are kind of like vouching for him. And the next name that came forward was Kulmangi Singh. He has been the executive director of Electricity Authority. So yes, these are the names put forward. And there has been also the infiltration of other groups who are searching for the opportunity to come in the government.
Help me understand this, Prashamsa. You were there on the 10th of September, once the protest died down a little bit, at the army headquarters, making that call to Sushila Karki, asking her to take up the role and come in. Just explain to me what the scene over there at that moment was like inside the president's house, or the army headquarters, as you call it now.
On 10th, it was the day, the 10th September was a peaceful day. Army took all control, and it was curfew all around. So September 10th was the peaceful day. I went to the army headquarters because we needed a female representation for this decision. So I was there for that.
So what happened there then, once you were at the army headquarters that day and you were asked to come in and represent, make that call? What was the scenes like? Who all were present? How were, decisions being taken at that moment?
The discussion was already been done. We just called Sushila Karki ji to get her acceptance. So that is all that happened. I was there for just 15 to 20 minutes. Not more than that. I was not involved in negotiation process.
Got it, got it. Prashamsa, we've been hearing so much and reporting so much about an online polling happening on who should be leading Nepal next, all of this on a Discord channel. Could you tell us a little bit about who's ahead on that online poll at the moment?
Okay, about the Discord group, I don't know how it started, but then like it's not the formal place where we are deciding who to choose and how to begin, how to move forward. It's just informal group just to know what the people think, and then that we can consider what has been discussed and what is the conclusion that has come in Discord group, and we can relay it to the people who are going for the negotiation. So it's not a formal group. It's just there for to know how people think and what people want, since it's about the Gen Zs. So Gen Z Discord is quite common among the Gen Z. That is why we kind of took the opinion on Discord. That is very informal. It is not formal at all. That there is not any serious decision made in this Discord. It's just that we are taking the opinion of the people on Discord and relying it to the people who are gone.
All right, Prasham, thanks so much for joining us with all those updates there. So clearly there is more to be done on who takes over Nepal next, but that was an insider onto how negotiations are actually happening in the world of Gen Z, who's now not just breaking governments, making governments as well.